to Wish I Had Known, the show where hindsight meets insight. Host Jody Lamb has worn many hats in the world of finance, from navigating the intricacies of financial planning to unraveling the mysteries of insurance claims and diving deep into the realm of structured settlements. Each episode explores the topics that make you say, if only I had known this sooner. Join the conversation as we uncover the insights that can make all the difference. This is Wish I Had Known, because knowledge is power and hindsight is 20/20.
Welcome to an episode of Wish I Had Known. When hindsight is 20/20 and knowledge is power, we talk about information, build communities, share inspiration, talk to friends.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us. Today, we have Sincera Mitchell with us, the medicine man of the soul.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me here today.
It is a pleasure. It is an honor to be here. I love what you are doing in the space. So let's go.
Excellent. Sincera.
Yes.
Who are you? You're up and coming on LinkedIn. I've not heard of you before, but the world needs to know about you. Tell us about yourself.
Well, I was born in a log cabin in Alaska.
I was going to say, I didn't know that story.
I lie.
Okay.
But no, I'm blessed. I really specialize in impact and really focusing on people. That's my business. And I do that in really two ways. One is in the content creation short form space. So I'm on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. The other part is in the e-com space. And I have two companies. One company it's called Pocket Amigo, which is actually a pill organizer that goes with you everywhere you go. And the second one, which is really dear to my heart, Jody, is Affirmation Espresso. And Affirmation Espresso is a wellness company where, check this out, we soothe the soul of the divine feminine.
Divine feminine.
Mm-hmm.
Not just all humanity. Why women?
So that's a very good question. Women are the portal of all creation. I'm going to say that again. Women are the portal of all creation. And so everything that we see, the lights, the cameras, you and I, we all came from a woman first.
Yeah.
And so, my mom, you got to talk about my mom for a second.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yes, please.
Okay. Let's just get comfortable. So my mom is the lining of my heart. These are actually her rings right here. And about 11 years ago, she transcended due to colon cancer. And I didn't know at the time, but I thought that it was the cancer that, that was the reason for her transcending. But what I realized is that she dealt with guilt and pain and just a lot of these trapped emotions that she never had a safe place to talk about. So at Affirmation Espresso, we do three things. We want to empower the woman in her mind, provide safety within her body, and purpose in her soul to live exactly the way that she wants to live, not what anyone tells her or instructs her to live.
Okay, there's lots of self-help books out there. How do you differentiate? What's unique about Affirmation Espresso?
It's a good question. We focus on the soul. And I think, right, when we talk about relationships, what makes a really bonded relationship? We could say a lot of things, right? But the focus for me is understanding. When understanding is there between two people, then now true connection happens. And when true connection happens, we now have trust. And when there's trust, there's impact, there's influence, and it just goes down that road. So what we strive to do at Affirmation Espresso is to provide true understanding for women, to provide a space for women to speak and talk and to share their best cases in life, their worst cases, their worst experience, but not to just share it and say, oh, thank you, bye-bye, but to now provide a space where we're going to walk with you through these experiences on the other side.
All right. So ideal and structured settlements. I talk to people with injuries. They're talking about negotiating their settlements all the time. Uncertainty, people feeling worried, maybe potentially without the power to have influence in the final say. They feel like they're at mercy of someone else's decision, the insurance company, the attorneys, negotiations outside of their control at times. Even beyond my world, I mean, I think we come across people in this state of mind often. What are the best ways to encourage people to find that empowerment, to find that comfort, to find that healing or opportunity to embrace who they are with confidence and to build that trust so that business can happen, so that relationships can happen?
Yes, it's a good question. To answer, you really say some good questions, Jody. I've not even in this time, but on other episodes I've watched you. So you make me think. Okay. So I think I will answer it in two ways. The first is for us to understand there's a difference between hardware and software. Okay.
Okay.
We sometimes believe that there's something wrong with us, that there's something off with us. That's the hardware that we have.
I think that's relatable to everybody. Everyone can look at their self and find flaws.
But that is true, but that is misguided. The hardware, who we are as divine beings, as soul beings, we can do anything. We can do anything. You're listening right now. You can do anything that you put your mind to. It's not the hardware that needs to be changed. It's the software that needs to be upgraded. Right. So the software that we have operated maybe in the past, it's just like an iPhone, right? You have to update that software. And so we update that software by being around people who pour into us. Think about a phone. What is that phone plugged into?
Power,
right? If we're not plugged into the right sources, we're not going to be empowered the way that we need to be. See? So I think what people, my invitation is that even in the clients that you're working with, to realize that they are now in the place to be empowered when they're plugged in to you. That's my belief.
How do we help people feel empowered? Listening, validating, building trust.
Yes.
First encounters. What are your recommendations or tips?
I think first it's important for us in a relationship, anything, can be platonic or romantic, business-wise. We must focus on the understanding. We must not walk into relationships with assumptions, but be willing to ask, be willing to say, hey, I don't know, but I'm going to ask more about you. I'm going to ask more questions so that we can really see what each one of us wants, our desires. That, in my opinion, is really getting to know somebody.
So, Affirmation Espresso.
Yes.
How do you use that tool? How do women or individuals use that tool to transform, to grow, to use that to embed, to better themselves?
Yes, we specialize in audio medicine. So,
okay, audio medicine. I don't see a pill. I don't see a doctor. Like, what is that? What is that?
Let me say that to you first. What we do, I want you to think about, I invite you to think about words, right? Words are the greatest spells that we've ever experienced. So in the worst time that you've ever had, or the best time that you ever had, guaranteed there was someone on the other side who said some type of words to you that either provided more power for you or disempowered you, right?
Sure.
So the audio medicine is me speaking and my team speaking to women to first say, I understand you. I see you. I hear you. I'm with you. And then through that, it is, I can't do the work for you, right? When you love someone, you can't empower them. But what you can do is you can have the space. Hit the mic. Oops. You can have the space for them to find that inner power within themselves. And when we have that space, it's amazing, Jody, as humans, what we can do when we just have one person that believes in us and that loves us and that supports us.
I mean, that's beautiful.
Mm.
I don't know anybody who wouldn't want that. Our audience today, what do you have to say to them? What information, what words of wisdom, what wish I had known concept or theory or information would you like to impart on today's episode?
It's not even who you know, but it's the quality of the people that are around you that make the biggest difference in your life. If you're struggling with fear or imposter syndrome or, anything, even with the clients that we may have in completely two different fields, when we're plugged in with the right people who love us, who support us, people who are willing to walk with us through the fear in spite of, then that's where true change can truly begin.
And that change is not limited to men or women exclusively.
Absolutely not.
It is all of humanity.
Yes,
you have a beautiful message to share. Thank you for joining us today. How do we hear more of you? Hear more about Affirmation Espresso? And let's talk real quickly about your Pocket
Amigo.
Pocket Amigo.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Yes. So Pocket Amigo is a pill organizer. It fits in your pocket, and we provide labels, custom labels for your medications, over-the-counter medications, supplements, vitamins, because again, we want to make sure that people take the right thing at the right time and that we're safe. Right. And so this came all because of my grandma. She's 94 and she's like, baby, I need some way to take my medicine. I was like, all right, grandma, I got you. So it was, that's been a blessing. And yes, so tell your friends, tell everybody. And in terms of reaching out to me, I'm on LinkedIn. And there should be a QR code down there for you to link and connect with me. You can DM me. My phone number is on there. Email, carrier pigeon, all the works.
Carrier pigeon aside, you have an amazing voice.
Thank you.
Very soothing, very calming. Have you ever done with your audio, with your Affirmation Espresso?
Yes.
Is that part of that? Do we get to hear your tranquility voice, the calming nature of your message? Because I think more than just your message, there is a tonality to how you present it that is very comforting. It feels very safe. It feels very grounding.
Thank you. Jody, you honor me. It is, right? And people may comment on my voice and I am appreciative of that. But at the end of the day, right, it's just being human, right? In a world where everything is trying to dehumanize us, the antidote is just being more human. And when we come in with connection with each other and we have these communications and these conversations in love, in truth, that's where impact happens, right? That's where impact can begin. So I just am only an example of what everyone has the possibility to do.
Absolutely. Talk about impact, the impact of words, the impact of opportunities, the impact of structured settlements. There's so many opportunities out there. I am so thankful that you have agreed to join us and share your information, your insight, your give back to humanity in a way that supports the divine feminine.
Yes. Yes. And again, I'm just thankful for you for having and creating the space. I don't think people realize how difficult it is to be here live and talking, right? And sometimes we can get jumbled, or we can think, oh my God, I'm not enough. But Jody Lamb right here is an example of what it means to be enough in spite of it all. So I honor you, Queen. Thank you for all that you are doing on this space. And I look forward to seeing you fly.
You're going to make me cry.
Oh, you cry now. It's okay.
It's not easy to be up here, guys. Like, this is not look, I make magic with money with structured settlements. I'm not an interviewer person, but that's what we're doing. We're sharing messages that, we wish we had known, information that, my goodness, had I known this years ago, if my children know this today, look how much further that we would be ahead if we had that confidence, when we have that empowerment, when we get the information to make the decisions that further us and advance us, whether it be personally, professionally, financially, those opportunities all exist. Thank you.
Mic drop.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jody.
You honor me with your presence. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. See you all soon.
Thank you for joining us again for another episode. We look forward to seeing you again next week. If you have any questions, reach out to us. #AskJody. If you have any ideas, or if you think you have an idea to share, reach out. We'd love to talk. In the meantime, have a great day. Thank you so much for joining us.
To today's episode, please like, share, and subscribe so you can hear all of Jody's chats, so you don't have to say, "Wish I had known."